Alright guys, I'm sorry for not being here in about 10 years, but I'm finally back and I got an absolute banger, guys. Please do stick around right to the end. It's going to be good. I got amazing story time going about the first ever house party I ever threw, and yeah, it only happened a few weeks ago. But before we do hop into anything any further, I have to give 2 announcements. I want to shout out this guy, Just Pine, guys. I'm linking him in the description, guys. Please do show him some love, check out his channel. Just try your hardest to watch his videos. If you don't like his content, fair enough, but if you do want to support him or you do like his content, then please do stick around on his channel. But yeah, guys, just show him some love. But second announcement is my second channel. I did plug it at the end of my other video, but I thought may as well do it again. It's on 30 subscribers. My first video is doing absolutely banging. It's called TBF. I'll link in the description. It stands for True Blue Following. Basically, next season I'm going to be uploading on there every single Saturday without a doubt. So I would suggest, if you like football, going over to there and showing me some love. But guys, without further ado, let's get on with this incredible story time. Alright guys, this story takes place about 3 weeks ago. This is very, very recent, and yeah, so the story begins where basically I'm just walking around the house and I notice a key. Now this looks like a house key, and if you don't know, basically I have a old house. But yeah, I have an old house, and we have the keys to it. So I was like, oh crap, I could go to my old house and just chill there whenever I wanted. So what I did was I picked up the key, as any intrigued young boy does. And, I go to school, and after school I walk with these people to my house. And we, check inside. I should give them a little room tour, or house tour, because there's nothing in there. And, yeah, it's pretty fun. And then one of them says, when you have a party here, be sick. And I was like, oh, damn, that's a good idea. So basically it escalated from there. I went home, very, very eager to make a chat, get people hyped and all that. So this was 2 weeks before I had it. So I make a group chat. There's started off with about maybe 14 people. I just 14 close friends, just put them in the chat, and then it started to expand. I had about 32 in a few days, and then we had 2 group chats then, because one of them was full, and then we had about this point, I think it's 55 people were going. So I was like, all right, not much can go wrong. All right, a bit of context to this, guys. My old house, basically, it was in a place where last summer my brother threw a house party when my parents were away. This is when we lived there, and tons of beer bottles got chucked over the wall, smashed my neighbour's stuff. The police came. It was absolute chaos. Windows smashed, toilet broken. It was shocking, really. But I was like, well, surely this can't happen to me. I was thinking, because I don't know, I think I'm quite good at organising people, when they're drunk and that, and I just had faith, keep the faith. And so basically there's a lot of hype for a week. People are talking about it, it's word on the street, and yeah, so I'm so excited. And basically before it happened, someone else actually threw a party in competition with our party, which is really weird, and some people went to that. Well, there's only 7, I think, but it's pretty weird anyway. I don't really know what brought that up. But yeah, so comes to the day, and we got more people coming. However, quite a few people, we're not 100% sure if we're going to come, because so many people were scared that police would get called straight away because no one lives there. So bearing this in mind, my neighbours think no one lives there, so I have to speak to them beforehand, and it was so intense. I had to have a beer before I went to speak to them. I was so nervous because I hadn't seen them about a year. They thought no one lived there, and what if they said, hang on, let me check for your parents a sec, if that's alright. Luckily, the people who were going to say that weren't even in, so I wrote them a class note with help of someone, which was pretty good. And yeah, so we're setting the scene, alright. So I'm there, I'm got an amp which plays loud music, and it's me and my mate. And yeah, my close mates came by, chilled there for a bit. We brought some Doritos, and it begins really. I I turn the music on with some funky house music, and it begins. And at this point it was really dead. There's about probably 8 people, and then there's like kind of 15. It was getting a bit better. And then more and more people came. There wasn't actually that many people. There's about 35 altogether, 36. I mean, people were coming and going, which is a bit weird. But yeah, but this is when it got pretty crazy. So at the start, everyone was drinking quite intensely, like people were drinking spirits and that. And yeah, so one of my mates, when he drinks, he gets really bad. And some people other was so bad, it was crazy. And I was just sat in my garden, alright, just talking to people and like having fun. And then I look up and I see on my roof, people are climbing on the roof with a beer in their hand. I'm like, what is going on? And I freak out. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're just laughing. And I'm like, I'm kind of laughing, but I'm like, no, it's bad. Because I had such a weird reaction, right? So I go upstairs and like, oh, can you not do that? And they're like, oh yeah. And then I go back downstairs, I look back up and I see them doing it again, and I'm like, what do I do now? So I was thinking, let me take away the window key. I'm gonna lock the window, take away the key. How are they possibly gonna get out the window that way? Right, and then this is when I lock the window, I go in the garden, I look back up, and they're on there again. I'm like, what? I locked it. And it turns out the key for the window, it's not even a key really. It does nothing. It just makes you think it's locked when it's not locked. So this was like, oh great. I got like probably 6 drunk people on my roof, and the neighbours are literally next door to them. And this is when one of my crazy mates, literally like craziest friend of mine, I see, right, I look and I see him get out of my window, right, and bearing in mind my neighbour's window was open, and he goes out my window and climbs into the neighbour's window. And I'm like, at this point I'm like, what is he doing? Like, people chuck bottles at parties, people might throw up, but when do people climb into other people's houses when they're there? And then I hear like a shout, and then I see him come in, and he's like, oh yeah, he didn't see me, it's fine. And then apparently, according to my mate who could hear, says if anyone does that again, he's calling the police. At this point I was thinking, mate, fair enough, you know, like, good on you not calling the police straight up when people are going into your house like through a window. That is just a joke. So I was like, oh, I was pretty happy, you know. I was like, phew. I was so relieved. It was crazy. And yeah, so that was kind of the only crazy thing which happened, which I can remember at this point. And basically I had to sleep. I had to say I was at someone else's house, so I said I was sleeping around this mate's house when I wasn't. Yeah, I slept in my house with no furniture. It was pretty grim, like, and like we were so hungry and thirsty, obviously, because like drinks make you thirsty, you know. And we had no food, and like we didn't go to sleep. We only had about 30 minutes sleep. Woke up feeling absolutely awful, like not a hangover awful, you know, when you don't sleep, that awful, you know. And yeah, that's all that happened, luckily, guys. And a few days later I thought, god, that was actually pretty sick, I'm gonna have another one. So I organised another one. I had more people prepared to come to that one, definitely, because they saw that the first one didn't get shut down. However, my dad did find out about the house, and yeah, that's all she wrote, guys.